We say root power law. Root power law. Now, root power law is talking about the roots we have. Okay, we know we have square root, we have third root, we have fourth root, fifth root, and so on. Okay, so it's talking about the roots. Okay, so for instance, if I have let's say a raised to power 1 over 2. Okay, or maybe I have 8 raised to power 1 over 3, something like this. Okay, now what this means is this: it's talking about the root. At this point, if you have a raised to power 1 over 2, now the root we are talking about will be formed based on the what denominator of the power, and here the denominator of the power is 2. Okay, so 2 is going to form the root. So if 2 forms the root, it means we are going to have something like this. So if 2 is forming root, it means square root. If it is 2, 2 means square. Okay, so this is square root, and square root is exactly like this. Okay, so we are going to write square root of what? A. Okay, and you put bracket here and say raised to power what? 1. Okay, now this is how it is expressed. Are you getting it? So whatever the power is, later this is an alphabet. Okay, for instance, let's talk about this other one. 8 raised to power 1 over 3. Okay, yeah, the denominator of the fraction in the power is what? 3. So 3 is the one that's going to form the root. Okay, so if it is 3, it means third root. It means what? Third root. So this is how to write third root is this. You write the square root. This is how square root is written. But because it is third root, okay, we are going to write a little 3 here, small 3 here. Okay, it's not like this. Don't write 3 root. Okay, just write 3 here. Okay, and you are going to write what? 8. Put your bracket like this. Raised to power what? 1. Okay, now what would this imply? Third root of 8 or fourth root of this. Okay, let me explain that. Now when we say third root of 8 or any root of any number, how it is done is this. For instance, third root of 8 means what number can multiply itself 3 times? That's the of the third root. What number can multiply itself 3 times to give you 8? What number? If you think it's 2, it is 2 that will multiply itself 3 times. It is 2 that will multiply itself 3 times to give you what? 8. So the answer is what? 2. Okay, so the third root of 8 is what? 2. So you can apply it to any other number. It means the number of times a number will multiply itself to give you that particular number. Okay, so the answer is what? 2. So when you write 2, this is raised to power 1. Okay, and then you write 2 raised to power 1, you see what? 2. Okay, so that is how it is what? Done. Alright. Okay, for instance, let me give you another instance. If I have 64, okay, raised to power 1 over 3. Okay, now what this means is this 3, the denominator of the power here will form what? Third root. Okay, and then of what? 64. Okay, and we'll write over bracket and raise to power 1. Now what this means is what number can multiply itself 3 times to give you 64. Okay, and the number is 4 times 4 times what? 4. That is how it is done. So 4 times 4 is 16 times 4 is 64. Okay, so the answer is what? 4. Are you getting it? So let's go to the 8th law. The 8th law. The 8th law is talking about fractional power. Okay, fractional power index. fractional power or fractional index. All right. How does it mean, or what does it mean? Now, if you have something like this, let's say 27 raised to the power 2 over what? 3. Okay. Now, the previous one we did was talking about the type of roots. Okay, but this one is talking about when the power is a fraction. Okay, so you can have 2 over 3, 5 over 2, and so on. Okay, so if you have something like this, what it means is still the same thing we are talking about, that the denominator of the fraction is going to form what? A root. Okay, so if 3 forms a root, it will be third root of what? 27. Third root of what? 27. And we'll put our bracket and write the numerator, okay, here as a power. Okay, that's the meaning. Okay, so and this is third root of 27 means what number can multiply itself 3 times to give you 27, and the answer I think is what? 3. So if it is 3, it can multiply itself 3 times to give 27. So we are going to write 3 and raised to power what? These 2. So 3 raised to power 2 means 3 times 3, which is what? 9. Okay. Okay. Now let me give this example, or last example. If I have 32 raised to power 2 over 5. Okay, 32 raised to power 2 over 5. Okay, now what this is implying is the fifth root, because the denominator is carrying what? 5. So we'll say fifth root, we'll write it like this: fifth root of what? 32. Then put our bracket like this, and then write raised to power what? 2. The numerator will write it as power here. Then it means what number can multiply itself 5 times to give you 32? I think it's 2. Okay, 2. So say 2 raised to power 2. 2 raised to power 2 means 2 times 2, and 2 times 2 is what? 4. Okay, that's how it is.